Okay, so I just recorded a whole 30-minute video talking about this, and this is like the fourth time it's happened on my OBS not recording, but I'm gonna redo this video. Okay, this video is on probabilities and your win rate and how to scale accounts. Okay. God, I'm so pissed. All right. Anyway, let me touch on probabilities, okay? I talk about this all the time. Your probability. I hate saying it because I say it so much. I feel like someone could like clip me and like it would just be like probably like ugh. I hate it because I say it so much, but it is the most under or least understood part in trading. That is the most important part in trading. Okay, probabilities is everything in trading. What is our probability of hitting this high? What is our probability of hitting this low? What is our probability of hitting the equilibrium of the range? What is the probability of filling this gap if you trade order flow? What is the probability of filling POC, low volume node, high volume node? What is the probability that we are going to have, buyers step in, sellers step in, all that kind of stuff? Not just trading, but also starting trading. What is the probability of me becoming a successful trader? And this is what I talked about in my last video. I'll actually touch on it right now. Why higher risk to reward is going to be harder for the average person because one, it's just harder to learn. It's just true. It's going to be harder to find a higher win rate strategy. And because your probability of being successful or being like an average trader that's making good money is very low. It's already very low. Maybe it's like 3%. But out of the 3%, I'd rather be the 2% than the 1%. You get what I'm saying? If you don't, it's not that big of a deal. But I'm going to touch on probabilities and your true win rate, your honest true win rate. Okay. So, probabilities. Okay. Um, Actually, that's pretty much it for probabilities. I just want to touch on that because that's everything in trading. Okay. Um, but this video isn't really about probabilities. This video is about how to scale your account and, when you should move to live and stuff, okay? I usually tell people you need at least $50,000 before moving to a live account. And I still agree with that in a sense, but I also hate prop firms. And I think that you should get off prop firms as soon as you can. I think some people might not understand that a 50K combine is just $2,000 US dollars. Okay, that's it. I guarantee you, most of the people have spent $2,000 on prop firm accounts. Okay, so I'd say once you get to around 2,500, you'd be fine to just move to live. You're really not going to get anywhere with funded accounts. Again, probability speaking, but you also have to understand that it's very more risky, and you need to understand your true win rate and understand everything I talk about in this video before you do that. Okay, so your true win rate. Okay, and I'm not talking about the win rate you tell people online. I'm not talking. Matter of fact, I had someone come into my, they were telling me, oh, I have a 40% win rate with 7R, I think they said, or maybe it was 8R. Bro, no, you don't. Why are you lying to yourself? Nobody in here has a 40% win rate with an average 8R. Okay, if you do, shout out to you. And I don't know why you're watching this video. Let's just be honest. You would probably be somewhere in the Bahamas. Okay? That it's just facts, okay? I want to find out your true win rate, not what you tell people online. And I don't care if you tell people online you have an 8R with 40%. It does not affect me at all. I don't give two shits. But if you're going to deep down tell yourself, I want to be a full-time day trader, okay? Not someone that just gets one payout. I think, especially with people that do high risk to reward, they're just looking at the next payout. And that's not what you need to do if you want to be a full-time day trader. After you get your first payout, there's not some magical spell that continues you to get payouts. People are not understanding the long-term objective. And the long-term objective with lower risk to reward is better because you're going to have a higher risk to reward, and I will explain that on this sheet. Again, this is not about this. I made a whole separate video on it. It is below on my YouTube channel. But I'm not really going to get into that too much, hopefully. But yeah, probability speaking, that's going to be best. Okay, your true win rate. So how do you find your true win rate? Well, this is just from back testing, forward testing, intuition testing, just that's also just forward testing, but being honest with yourself and understanding your true win rate. There's nothing wrong with your specific win rate, but you have to be honest with yourself so you can get this down and nail yourself and nail it and then become a full-time day trader off of it. So I bring to you this sheet. This shows you the probability over a 100 trade period that you will take losses. Okay, so let's say you have a 40% win rate. No risk to reward speaking. We're not speaking risk to reward. For this example, let's say it's 3 risk to reward, but it really doesn't matter. We're speaking risk to because this is going to be how you calculate and how to scale. 40% winner. So we can come to the sheet here. You guys can screenshot it right now if you'd like. Your probability of hitting one loss in a row, 100%. Again, this is like worst case scenario type of stuff. But as you can see, the lower your win rate gets, the worse probability you have, just purely speaking. You can see how much nicer it gets over here. And I'll touch a little bit this on a second. But you can just tell by this sheet. Like this sheet here just explains why higher win percent is going to be better in longevity speaking. Because your equity curve is going to be a lot better. Okay? So for me personally, when I started my live account, I was like, okay, I want to scale this. What do I do? Well, you have to find out your true win rate. And if I'm being honest, 100% honest with myself, I do lower risk to reward, and I'm sitting from a 70 to a 90%. Okay. Somewhere in this range, from at least when I was starting my live account. Now I'd say I have, a little bit of intuition. I'm probably around here somewhere for anywhere from 75, 80 to 90. But we'll take this, for example, this whole box here. Okay. And what I would recommend, since this is worst case scenario, I would recommend finding a round where 30% is at, anywhere from 20 to like 30%. Consider if you have good intuition. So I'm going to come on the lower end. You always want to use the lower end. And I'm going to find where's like the 30%. Okay, right here, 5. Okay, you want to give yourself a little bit of drawdown. So I pick 6. And on my account, this is the formula to help you scale. It is capital divided by max losses in a row. Okay, simple. $2,000 on a live account. You're risking $2,000. You divide $2,000 by the max losses you have in a row. That is what you risk per trade. That is how you're going to scale your account. If you want to scale your account, you will pick these higher numbers like 5 or 6. If you want to be more longevity, you're going to pick something like 10. If you have higher risk to reward, you might need to find an extended version of the sheet. You can put this into ChatGPT, and I'm sure it'll give you like an extended version. Okay, but that's why I say when you have a 25% win rate, your true win rate, okay, most people are like, oh, I don't have a 25% win rate with my 13 risk to reward strategy. Okay, be honest with yourself. Okay, you can bullshit online, but when you're honest with yourself and wanting to take trading seriously, be honest with yourself. Okay, it's probably around a 30%, 25%. Okay, find, like I said, the extended version and find where that 30% is at. Around 30%. You want on the better side of stuff, of course, to be more safe. Okay. But I don't really know what else to touch on in this video. Hopefully this is very simple and I try and explain it as nice as I can. And the truth, I'm not here to tell you guys lies or to, persuade you guys to anything. It is all personal opinion, and this is not financial advice. I'm pretty sure I'm required to say that. But this is my opinion. Okay, I really, 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 really highly recommend to do this if you want to become a full-time day trader. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I usually don't say this because I don't really care about subscribers or likes. But if you guys could leave like a like or a subscribe, that would help the algorithm to push this to more people. Share this video with your friends. And I really don't have much else to say. Of course, leave comments if you have any questions or anything. I'm free to answer them. If you guys want to debate me on any of the topics that I have, maybe you disagree with something, you can add me on Discord. My name is Littered, same as YouTube. I'm not someone that is um, very like straight minded. Like if you tell me something, I'm going to hear your opinion out. I'm not going to, and I think this is just how everybody should be. Keep an open mind, okay? Don't be mind locked. If someone genuinely says something, I will switch my mind, okay? I'm open to other stuff. That's what you have to be when you're a trader. That's just a little advice right there. But yeah, hopefully this video helps to understand scaling. The higher your percentage is here, the more risky you're going to be. But of course, higher risk is higher reward. I hope you guys have a nice rest of your week.